On July 12, 2026, a 24-foot boat with no crew, no pilot, and no sailor aboard slipped into an Iranian naval base, found a submarine moored underneath a maintenance gantry, and detonated. Then a second one hit. Then a third U.S. Central Command released the footage on Monday, 25 seconds of cockpit eye view video from inside one of the drones on its terminal approach. Closing on a Ghadir-class midget submarine at Iran's Bandar Abbas naval base with nobody on board to stop it. It was the first time in American military history that unmanned surface vessels had been used in combat. The weapon that did it was called the Corsair. It was built by a startup in Austin, Texas, and the Navy had placed a $392 million bet on it less than 8 months earlier. Quick question. Would you rather send a $400 million destroyer into an enemy harbor or a 24-foot robot boat that costs a fraction of that? Drop your answer in the comments, because the U.S. Navy just answered that question for itself and the world noticed. Saronic Technologies didn't exist as a defense contractor a decade ago. The Austin-based startup was founded after its founders watched Ukraine tear apart Russia's Black Sea Fleet with homemade drone boats. They were cheap, fast, crewless, and terrifyingly effective. Ukraine's Magura V5 USVs had no air force behind them, no carrier strike group, and no satellite network. They had a 250-kilogram warhead and enough range to reach Russian warships in Crimea. And they worked. The Ukrainians used them to force Russian naval assets to relocate, to sink or damage multiple vessels. And to prove a point the entire defense world absorbed immediately, you don't need a manned ship to deny the enemy use of the sea. Saronic took that lesson and built for a customer with far more resources behind it. The Corsair is 24 feet long, roughly the size of a large speedboat, diesel-powered, and capable of carrying 1,000 pounds of payload across 1,000 nautical miles at speeds of up to 35 knots. One human operator can monitor multiple boats simultaneously from outside the threat zone. The Navy entered a contract worth more than $392 million with Saronic in 2025. And by March 2026, Task Force 59, the Navy's unmanned operations unit based in Bahrain, had begun fielding the Corsairs in the Middle East. They spent their first 3.5 months in theater doing surveillance. Then, the ceasefire with Iran ended and everything changed. Before July 12th even happened, the Corsair had already done something nobody expected, and it had nothing to do with weapons. The rescue nobody saw coming. On June 8, 2026, 2 U.S. Army Apache helicopter crew members were in the water near the Strait of Hormuz after their AH-64 was shot down by Iranian drones. A Corsair USV found them. It moved into position. The conscious aviators climbed aboard. The drone boat held them in place until a helicopter could hoist them out. It was the first known personnel recovery at sea by an unmanned surface vessel in U.S. military history, and it happened not because the Corsair was designed for rescue, but because it was already in the area doing surveillance and responded when it was needed. CENTCOM Captain Tim Hawkins confirmed the operation publicly, saying, "The surface drone that assisted in last night's rescue of the Apache crew off the coast of Oman was a U.S. Navy Corsair unmanned surface vessel operated by U.S. 5th Fleet's Task Force 59. That mission ended with 2 Americans alive, while the next mission ended with an Iranian submarine out of service. The same boat that pulled 2 American pilots out of the Strait of Hormuz 5 weeks earlier was now approaching an enemy naval base at 35 knots with 1,000 pounds of explosive payload. And there was nobody aboard to be put in danger. What July 12th actually changed. The target at Bandar Abbas wasn't chosen casually. The base sits on Iran's southern coast along the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which roughly 1/5 of the world's oil supply passes every single day. It functions as the headquarters for a major stretch of Iran's naval forces, and it had already taken damage earlier in the conflict. Sunday's strikes were part of a broader wave of American attacks that hit Iranian air defense systems, coastal radar sites, missile capabilities, and small boat facilities. The 3 Corsairs were assigned the submarine and the ship maintenance facility, meaning the target wasn't just the vessel itself, but the infrastructure needed to return Iranian naval assets to operational status. CENTCOM's statement was direct. Last night's strikes degraded Iran's ability to continue attacking commercial shipping. 3 expendable 24-foot boats accomplished a mission that would previously have required putting American sailors in range of Iranian coastal defenses. The scale of what's behind this moment is worth sitting with. Saronic reported production capacity of 1,000 Corsairs per year as of March 2026, nearly 3 completed drone boats every single day. The company plans to double that number with a new facility in Franklin, Louisiana. Saronic also has a much larger vessel in development, the 180-foot Marauder, which is slated to demonstrate the ability to launch hypersonic missiles in 2027. What hit Bandar Abbas on July 12th was the opening move of a program that is only just getting started. The single Corsair in that CENTCOM video, if loaded to its maximum payload with explosives, carries the equivalent destructive power of up to 50 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. 3 of them arrived at once, and no crew was at risk. There was no pilot to shoot down and no ship to sink in retaliation. Closing, Ukraine proved the concept. The U.S. Navy just scaled it. The Corsair's combat debut at Bandar Abbas on July 12, 2026, closed a chapter in naval warfare that had been open since the first warship was put to sea. The assumption that striking an enemy requires putting your own people in range of them. 3 boats with no sailors proved otherwise, and the production line in Austin is already running at nearly 3 per day. What surprised you most, the fact that the same drone rescued American pilots 5 weeks before it hit an Iranian sub, the 1,000 Corsairs per year production rate, or the equivalent of 50 Hellfire missiles in a single 24-foot boat? Tell us in the comments. Hit subscribe and stay with us. See you in the next one.